I'm a real player. You can put me on the roster. All about my G's, I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, 9 say the mind on the roster. Lay a hater up, might as well knock it out. Fire like a chopper, burn like a better. Screens in the rain, predicting like the weather. Third rim of cup, can't go without my medal. Flow so fresh, like a big bag of pepper. Where is my medal? All these on suckers. You know the money talk, you can ask Chris Tucker. I'm a country boy.
Remember the side action, yeah. Season 8, episode 21. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me on X and on Instagram at Wegspool.
And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Make sure to check us out on TikTok as well.
The talk.
The talk, nice. Streaming on the talk.
We're straight talking. By the way,
Nice.
we gotta update some of these. I guess for next season, you update some of those highlights because we should get some bad highlights too. Because I mean, you have the tip one, which is exciting for Washington, but bad for Chicago. But we'll talk about some doozies this week too.
Okay, yeah.
So what was your weekend? Obviously, you were at game night. Thank you for participating.
Yeah, we had the lead and then we lost it. So
You did.
we were trash at charades, I think. And then Trivial Pursuit, we just as a team we could not just go. We need to get more questions.
You couldn't do final answer. You couldn't just.
We weren't on the same page as a team. No, we just the whole point of that game is to go through as many questions as you possibly can because you're never going to get all of them correctly. So
right. What I would say is usually the teams in the first half that kick butt, they're having a great time. They're having too good of a time. So maybe they get a little drunk. I know that there were a couple people that were getting a little loopy. So in the second half, no focus. That always helps for the teams like me, which I'm not drinking that much. I'm busy commanding the troops. But yeah, fun time.
Losing your voice. Glad it's back.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that bad this year. I had to yell a couple times, but to be expected. Did you guys bowl the other day?
Yeah, we bowled Tuesday night. Yeah.
Still good? Still top?
Well, we have to have a players only meeting at some point, I think.
Oh, closed door meeting.
Yeah. There's just somebody, there's rumblings of not a lot of passion, and I have a problem with that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Gonna have to call them in.
You're too good. You're like John Harbaugh and the Ravens, we're going to win this game.
Right. It's just the focus has got to be there every single week. That's the beautiful thing about the game. Yeah. It's the beautiful thing about the game. It's not about what your opponent's doing. It should just be about what you're doing. It's you versus you every game, every week, every shot. And we just got to keep that focus. And I feel like
you just send around some inspiring videos or a mandatory watch list. I got to watch some movies or something.
Yeah, you got to watch Kingpin before you come to the bowling alley every week. Yeah, Roy Munson.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I didn't do much besides game night. I mean, it was obviously it's like a 2-day ramp up. Friday all day working at it. Saturday get ready for the party. Party's fun. Next day, take out 8 bags of gigantic amounts of trash. I still have stuff everywhere. It's great. I have enough booze to have another party. Don't bring anything. Anybody. Yeah. Just come over and drink this. Great to do dry January with High Noons and Topo Chicos, red striped beers right in your face all day.
Yeah. How are the wings? Are they still there?
I do have some wings. I am not going to finish anymore. I've eaten enough. There was the barbecue. I think next year, no barbecue. Just
straight buffalo.
Yeah, or something else. I guess the barbecue people would like it because they only ate about maybe a third, maybe 20 of 60. You got 60 of each.
Oh, wow. You should have told me to eat more. I was kind of self-conscious. I was like, I don't want to eat all these wings and not, eat too much. And then I only had 6 or 7. I could have eaten probably 20 wings if you'd have let me.
Always eat more, please. There's always too much stuff. Well, this year was great. People brought a ton of food, which is awesome. Yeah. It's just by the end of the party, it's been out all day. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, is this a dip? I don't know what this is. So trash. Obviously I ate the pecan pie. I housed that for Sunday because I'm like, okay, we're I guess come Monday we're going to be like totally like, no drinking, no sugar, like let's get back into shape kind of attitude. So
yeah,
that's lasted a whole 3 days. I've done okay so far.
Okay. That's good.
We'll see. I'll be at James's, the white elephant. And
good luck with that.
I'm not going to drink, but
getting in the hot tub, having a cocktail. I can see it already.
Have you been in that hot tub?
No.
Okay.
Linnea has. I have not.
Oh, wow. Okay, good for her. I mean, she took a risk. Look, I'm not anti-hot tub. I got to know what's going on in that hot tub, or have so much foam in there. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, so you're implying that Christine and James have.
James?
Yeah.
I mean,
they kind of know each other.
They had
in
a lot
hot
of
tub.
parties. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of swingers or something. I don't know.
I was going to say, is there a pineapple on the door? I had no idea.
Upside down, baby.
Oh my God.
When you walk in, it's one side, and then they flip it over if they want
to. I'll have to ask him about that on Saturday. Yeah. That's a good question.
All right, man. Let's go to the shed. Plenty of opportunities here. Plenty of nominees, but we've got some winners. Who did you put in the shed just for this week?
Yeah. First up is Mike McDaniel. Got relieved of his duties, which was a little bit of surprise. The reason I put him in the shed is because he was supposed to be keeping his job, and then all of a sudden you don't have your job. So life comes at you fast, and that's it doesn't discriminate. It could happen to anybody. So that's tough. He's already interviewing for the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator job, which I think is a great fit. I think Washington would be a better fit for him. I know him and Dan Campbell are buddies. Obviously he had troubles in his past, and Dan Quinn was one of the staples of helping Mike McDaniel kind of get his life together a little bit in his early days. So I think either of those two spots are going to be great landing spots for him. And then man of the hour, the man who started the whole snowball, Tyler Loop. You had one job, pal. You had one job. You're in the shed. Sorry about it. I'm not sorry about it. Just make the kick. Literally, he was perfect this year on kicks under 50 yards, and that was the first one of all season. So script writers did a hell of a job this year.
Did you? Of course, the post game cracked me up. He's like, "Yeah, I really want to thank the Ravens. Like, thanks for giving me the opportunity to." It's like, dude, you're not going to be back next year. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, hopefully he gets a chance somewhere because he's a good kicker, but that's a tough one to swallow. Yeah. Guys looking at you, they're never going to trust you in that situation again.
Yeah, no, definitely not a good look. People were like bashing, like commenting on his fiance's Instagram and going after him. That just a bunch of clowns in that regard. But he definitely is in the shed, unfortunately.
No doubt. For me, it's the Jets. What can be said? They did. You mentioned this a couple weeks ago. We left it. We're like, well, they have one interception. No, they have 0 interceptions, sir. They went the entire season without getting an interception, which is almost impossible.
Yeah, because they played Tua twice. That's almost even more impossible.
And I think that's only happened, like in the 60s. And somehow they didn't fire Aaron Glenn either, which is, I know it's his first year, but come on. The team, he's supposed to be a defensive guy. They were really bad. It's fine. They're the Jets. They'll always be the Jets. Look, you have a permanent – we should call it, instead of like the Murphy Lounge for the club dub, we've got the Jets corner in the shed. Nice. It's always available for the Jets. They're always going to be in there at least once or twice a season.
Yeah, sticking their nose in there, getting comfy. Yeah.
You're like, no, you're not stay in the shed, Jets. Get out of there.
They've landed.
Yeah. The other one's more important to me. Team Hearts, your team. You guys cheated. You cheated. Cheaters.
I had nothing to do with it.
I know. It's so funny. So
I was literally getting food when this happened too. That's the crazy thing.
I don't blame you personally. But what's so funny is we've got such a competitive group of people. I create this game that's supposed to like make it harder because like a few years ago it was way too easy with one cup, somebody holding it. Like it was basically called, I call it elf pong because I got these cool elf cups right here, Buddy the Elf. And so in the past, like ping pong ball, bounce on the table, the other guy catches the ball. Pretty straightforward. Well, one year people went 28 for 28. We can't have that happen. Let's make it harder. So I try to step it up thinking it'd be even too easy with, 2 cups, people holding on a cardboard, thinking you have to do it simultaneously to get points. Oh, no, nobody could do this damn thing. But you guys were the first team. And Chrissy Mast should be in the shed by herself. She went through my drawer to find some packing tape and taped it. I have a video of you guys on it. And I'm like, how are the cups staying like at a certain angle? And it didn't help. You only got one we only got 0. But anyway, you took off the tape. You got 2 more. So you still didn't do well in the second half. There would have been sanctions if you did better. But you guys did so poorly in the other games. I kind of didn't lay the wood. But Team Hearts, no cheating. No cheating at Wegs game night.
Right. No, of course not. Again, I was getting wings when this was happening. I had no idea. I didn't even notice it until I was holding I was one of the catchers, and I was like, yeah, that cup is not moving. And I was like, oh, it's because it's taped. All right. And which is funny because I was the second one to throw, and I made our first ball or whatever. So I didn't even notice it, didn't pay attention. I was just, the key I think was bouncing it high enough, but even then it was not, there was not enough coordination on the catching it, which was difficult.
We didn't get any, and the 3 times it went in the cup and bounced out.
Yeah.
So that was one of those things where, and when you play beer pong or something, you put water in there because it stays in. I thought about that, but I knew that people would have been dumping it all over the floor.
Oh yeah, you would have.
Maybe I could do some. We won't. And this is a wildcard game; it changes every year. But I was thinking about it, like how can I make it?
Definitely would not bring that one back.
Yeah, that one's not coming.
That one's retired.
Great job, Elf Pong. All right, in Club Dub, I'll go first. We got our guy, Myles Garrett, likely the defensive player of the year, broke the sack record. Yes, it was probably a bit of a laydown on Burrow's part, but he did get, either way, he had a ton of sacks this year. So what did you think, though, about them stopping the game in Cincinnati and all that? Because there was a lot of talk on the Cincinnati side about that. An issue, or you thought that was valid?
No, it's perfectly fine. There's literally only 4 records they can stop a game for, and that's one of them. It's passing yards, touchdowns, receptions, sacks, interceptions. That's the only 5 or 6 that I can think of. So they're being a bunch of babies. Their lives were not on the line. They just wanted to have something to complain about. So, which is very typical of Bengals. So,
as you said before, Myles Garrett, welcome to Club Dub. We know that you're an alien. You're actually from another universe. You're actually an Avenger. You're going to be in the next Avengers movie. But hey, get out in there, have a good time. You're obviously going to watch the playoffs again from home forever.
Yeah. The only thing too is Zach Taylor was like, "Oh, the refs never said anything about stopping the game," which does the refs should at least say, "Hey, if this does happen during the game, we're going to stop the game at some point, whether it's whatever quarter it happens in or whatever." But again, they definitely should stop the game for that. Yeah.
Yeah, Burrow could have been in the shed. He was using his little hair, whatever. The other one was Puka Nacua. I think I misspelled it. No, that's right. Puka Nacua. Look, he probably won't win Offensive Player of the Year. He's, JSN is right there. But this dude, 1,700 yards, 10 touchdown catches. He's making one-handed catches all over the field last week. It was just incredible. Every time it's up, jump ball. Let me just go up with one and snag it for a tutty. Dude he's awesome. He's a great player. And he wasn't even a first-round guy. Got to BYU. Yeah. So get in there. If you got to play this weekend, but just short visit to Club Dub, and then you can ship out to Carolina.
Yeah, 10 touchdowns. I think he missed a month, right? Didn't he miss 3 or 4 games earlier in the year?
Yeah, not to mention Devontae Adams has 12. So it's it's hard to get touchdowns in the red zone with Stafford. He was all dialed into Devontae. He did get a lot more when Devontae went down the last few weeks.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Let's see here. Club Dub. So first one, I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
His last swan song, if you will. He gets back into the playoffs. First time since, I believe, 2020, the COVID year, or maybe 2019, one or the other. So it's good to see him back. We'll discuss that game as we get closer to it here in the episode, but I think it could be pretty frisky. And then the other Club Dub for me was Lane Kiffin. So Lane Kiffin has made a cool $1 million off of Ole Miss's success this playoff season, and he hasn't coached there in 2 months. So pretty cool when you don't do shit and you get paid for it. So he's got to be loving life.
So if he wins tonight, he gets another $500,000, or is it escalating? Okay.
No, I think it's just $500,000 for every win they get. So he's definitely in Club Dub, though. He's got to be enjoying life, even though he's kind of a dick.
And he made half the coaching staff leave this week. They only have 2 guys left or something like that. OC, what's his name? Charlie. What we discussed?
Charlie Weiss.
Jr. And then I think it's another guy on the team. He pulled all these other coaches. They couldn't coach this game, but Lane is sitting pretty. He's like, this was a good decision. All right, let's go to college football. We've got a game tonight, and we've got a game tomorrow night. So tonight, our hopes rest on the Canes. Miami, they're playing Ole Miss. Yeah, exactly. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite in this one, 51.5-point total in the Fiesta Bowl. That starts in about 2 hours from now if we get the episode out for that. We're both on the Canes, like, for future reasons, but it looks like you like them still in this matchup.
Yeah, I just think the physicality. I think they are what Georgia used to be able to do to people, and just the physicality on, especially the defensive line, I think is going to give Ole Miss a little bit more trouble than what they've had in their first two matchups. And I just think you can only run on chaos for so long too. I mean, they've had all these moving pieces and parts and everything going on, and I just think it's time. And I think Miami is on a mission, and I think they're focused, and I think it's going to take literally everything to go right for Ole Miss to win this game. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah. The other thing, besides the coaches that I mentioned, they got to play two teams they had played this year, right? They played Tulane early in the season. They played Georgia. So it's a totally different scouting report. You don't have coaches. How did you scout this team? So I don't know.
Right.
I would say in the first quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, we'll figure out exactly what's going to happen. If Miami jumps all over them or, beats up Chambliss. Is that his name?
Chambliss, yep.
Who's
Trinidad Chambliss.
He's awesome. If
he played D2 last year.
What's that?
He played D2 last year. Isn't that crazy?
I know. He won the D2 championship last year.
Yeah. It's just
he's one of those guys. He's just a winner. So I do like him. He's going to be, if he's going on to the draft, I like him a lot for the draft. I don't know if he's going in this year.
Wow. Okay.
Well, a lot of the guys who play D1 and they're playing on great teams with great lines, sure, they're really good football players, but I like guys like this. They're coming out of, not that Ole Miss doesn't have a good line, but you can really ball. And you also like the under in this game, under 51.5.
Yeah, I could see I see either Ole Miss winning in a shootout or Miami blowing the doors and taking full control of this game, eating the clock, stuff like that. Especially because with national championship, they probably want to get everybody healthy, make sure nothing crazy happens.
Yeah.
So I love the under in this game though. I think the physicality is going to over.
Fletcher, is that the running back? They're going to run that guy a lot today. So you're right, they're going to grind some clock. Okay, second game, Oregon and Indiana rematch earlier in the year in October. This is out to 4 points, 4-point favorite for Indiana, 46.5-point total in the Peach Bowl down in Atlanta. This is at 6:30 tomorrow night. So looks like you like the points in this one. Does that mean you also like Oregon to win, or you just think Indiana to win, but Oregon to cover?
I think Oregon could win this game. Yeah, I think this is going to be the battle of the number one picks, honestly, because Dante Moore could be the first round for the overall first pick, and I think Mendoza could be the overall first pick. So I think whoever wins this game is probably going to go number one. But again, Oregon's defense is really good. They showed that against Texas Tech. I don't know. I just think 4 points is too many. I think these teams are very, very even. Though Indiana is going for history because they are still undefeated. I think they're 14-0 right now. Do you know the last team to go to win 16 games in a college football season?
Jeez, I didn't know that was possible.
It is. It has happened before.
Let's see. Clemson?
No, it was Yale.
Yale.
1894 was the last time a college football team went 16-0. Or won 16 games in a season. So Indiana is trying to break basically 130-year history essentially. Yep. So that might be something to kind of keep your eye on. But I don't know. I just think the value is with Oregon with the points. So
you like over in this game at 46.5. You think it's going to be a little bit more because the first matchup was decently scored. It wasn't like a 13-10 game, but you think this one's going to be more points.
Yeah, I think it's over for sure. They're not playing at Oregon, which I think helps Indiana from a communication standpoint. Like Autzen is not a fun place to play at. I like the over here. I think, especially if Oregon's going to win this game, I think they're going to have to score 30 or more.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's perfect game conditions in the Dome. It'll be a lot of fun to see these teams play. A lot of good football players on the field.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's got to stop the run. If they stop the run, I know Mendoza's had a great year, but it's not like he's had games where he's had to drop back and throw 45 times. It's usually a balanced attack. So in that situation, you're probably right.
Yeah, he was 14 of 16 against Alabama with 3 touchdowns. So yeah, it's just he'll kill you. Just gotta, like you said, you gotta stop the run if you're Oregon.
They ran for like 158 yards or 160 yards in the game. Killed them. So, all right. Well, let's go to week 18. Just review. Obviously most people know what happened already, but I like to do this stuff. The Dogs won again, 9-6-1. They finished the season 131-3. That doesn't mean you won money if you did all Dogs, but Dogs went out in the season. Totals 8-8, so it broke even, but for the year, overs 141-131. So in general, that was the trend, which is usually the reverse. Usually it's Dogs and unders, but late in the season, that December over, for at least a couple paid off and kind of got the lead. In week 18, it started off with the Bucks beating Carolina in that torrential downpour before my party. It was kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff. People talk a lot about it. There were some calls that went against Carolina in that game that probably would have made a huge difference. But in the end, they did get in the back door, and they lost 16-14. They did cover the number. Game was under. Do you think they should have? I don't know if you got to watch the game. You're probably traveling over here, but did you think that the Bucs just outplayed them, or just was kind of just slop fest out there?
It was just a slop, yeah. It looked like Any Given Sunday. It looked like that scene where they play that game in Miami.
Willie
something like
Beeman?
that. Yeah, Beeman. But yeah, I neither one of these teams deserves to be in the playoffs, and one of them is going in anyway. So as far as like who deserved to win, I think the Bucs probably did play a little bit better, but it's not like we're debating between. I would rather watch Indiana and Oregon, honestly, than those two teams play again. I'd rather watch the kids play. So it was just we need realignment in the NFL. I'm tired of these shitty divisions. We need realignment so bad that I can't stand it. And this between the NFC South and the
AFC North.
The AFC North even, and you could argue the NFC East is like that too. So so I don't know. I think I watched the first 3 quarters of this game, and it was just a snooze fest.
It was hard to watch. Yeah, it was a tough one to watch.
I'd rather watch the Falcons.
Or the Saints. The Falcons-Saints game was fun too. I mean, like those two teams were playing better. And the Falcons, of course, we don't talk about it. What ended up happening was Falcons beat the Saints, which allowed the Carolina to make it because there's a 3-way tie at 8-9. And then Carolina backs into the playoffs. So there you go.
Yep.
They never had a doubt. Carolina, never a doubt,
Never.
All right. The Seahawks claimed the number 1 seed. They dominated San Francisco for 4 quarters. Look, 173 yards. Remember, this offense was just obviously through the Bears was like 520 yards. But 173 yards. They were 2-9 on third down. They did knock Purdy out a little bit for some time. But Seattle wins the game 13-3, covers it, keeps it under, and claims that 1 seed. Statistically, they look like the best team in the NFL. I mean, my index doesn't quite say that amongst the 14, but I believe they're probably the best team, them and the Rams.
The best defense, anyway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think I trust that defense more than the Broncos defense, who's been pretty good this year, too. But, yeah, and it's going to be really interesting because, we've talked about this basically all year on this podcast, is that the Seahawks usually play better on the road, and yet they're going to have a home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So it almost feels like it's going to be an oxymoron. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, they can literally win in spite of Sam Darnold not playing that great, and that just tells you how good this team is.
Be the Trent Dilfer Ravens Super Bowl. It's like, he won. Like obviously it was the defense who won it. Houston, it was dicey there for a while. Not that they covered the number, but they're the top D on yards, but they let Riley Leonard light him up. I mean, he hit 3 deep balls in the first half, I think, that were just, Alex Pierce, I think he's still running wide open right now. I don't think they expected him to chuck it like that, and he did, but they still got a defensive score late. They won the game, obviously claimed the 5 seed because, the Jags won. So Indy covered that last number, and it surprisingly went over. Usually Houston games are under. It was a wild game.
Yeah, Alec Pierce actually, I think, tied the NFL record for least amount of catches in a 1,000-yard season. I think he had 46 catches for like over 1,000 yards, which is crazy. He's a free agent though. He should be on somebody's radar.
Houston,
Kansas City,
somebody. Houston needs Kansas City. They do need. They
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago even. Like he wouldn't be the worst thing ever for Caleb Williams. Throw it deep.
Of course. I mean, he could use other guys. He's got Luther, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good
and
point.
And then the Rams rolled. They obviously took care of business against Arizona. Of course, they went up to the 5 seed. I was incorrect last week when I was talking. They changed the tiebreakers a few years ago, apparently, because I always thought it was division record against each if they're in the division, and then conference record. It's not. It's division record, then it's same opponent's record. So the Rams did a lot better against the competition than San Francisco did, even though San Francisco had a much better conference record. I mean, like 2 or 3 games better. So
that's also why the Patriots didn't get the 1 seed, because they lost to the Raiders week 1 and the Broncos beat them. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That week 1, that was going to be my survivor pick initially. I had the right idea.
I gave you that game right. I think all the way back on week 1. I guessed that game correctly. I think I gave you that winner. So you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was the one. Well, I didn't even mention this, but the Raiders did beat Kansas City at the gun. I guess it didn't matter. Yeah. They still got the number 1 pick overall.
Right.
Pete Carroll, we didn't go over all those firings. I mean, Pete Carroll's gone. Obviously, Todd Bowles, right? Is he gone?
No, he got retained. He's still coaching.
Yeah, you've got, Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's gone. You've got too many guys fired, which is there's 8 openings.
Raheem Morris in Atlanta got canned. Yeah. Kevin Stefanski got canned.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Cleveland. And we already had a couple guys out.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be like a 25% turnover, maybe more. We'll see how it goes. Patriots, they rolled. They beat your Finns. Sorry, buddy. I know you gave up on those guys a while ago. 38-10. But they, like you mentioned, they're in the 2 seed, even though they just rolled and crushed it. And then of those 2, I don't know. Right now, Stafford is the favorite for the MVP. Drake May's right there. It's one of those 2 guys. They just went back and forth, even though they both had great games. I mean, Stafford had 4 touchdowns and interceptions. That certainly helps.
Yeah, that and the Patriots have played the easiest schedule that the NFL has seen the last 25 years, by win percentage. It's insane. So
they've only played something like. Well, they played Josh Allen twice, and
they've beaten one team with a winning record all year, and it was the Bills.
That's Bills, it. Then the Ravens. They played Lamar for 12 minutes. So other than that, they really haven't played good quarterbacks. I mean,
they didn't play anybody.
They beat Carolina, dude. Come on, they're in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. They don't even have a winning record.
I know. And then Steelers Ravens Classic. This was just a grudge match for 3 quarters. It was funny because it was just kind of a slugfest, not a lot of points. And then the 4th quarter, man, 27 points. It was just, bomb after bomb each way. It was kind of fun, even though I was mad at Lamar. I'm he made some stupid decisions. He misses Hopkins on the one play, and then what's his name? Likely makes an amazing play to get him in field goal range. You talked about Luke missing the field goal, but how about Boswell missing the field goal, dude? Or the extra point. To set up that situation. I was like, holy shit. Anyway, but Pittsburgh.
Shout out to that priest. What's that? Yeah. Shout out to the priest.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah, it worked. There's a higher power out there.
No question.
And they are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
And that obviously went over with all that scoring. So the bracket, I guess we could go over the bracket quickly. We kind of talked it through already. So Seattle and Denver have the one seeds there, have the byes this week. We'll talk about the matchups in a minute. We'll kind of go AFC, NFC. Looks like we're a little different, which isn't bad. And I know picks good. Here you go, Jags. You're welcome for the kiss of death. You'll probably lose to the Buffalo Bills this weekend, but I chart out the whole thing. I think the Jags can make it to the Super Bowl. I know it sounds crazy, but they're the most complete team of both sides of the ball. But obviously you like the Broncos, and I know why. They're in Mile High, and they've got the altitude, and Bo Nix is good in the 4th quarter against any other team.
Yeah, and they've got Sean Payton, too, who has been there and done that. So Liam Cohen has not been there and done that.
No question.
There are a lot of inexperienced coaches. I guess Mike Vrabel is the next most experienced coach, you could argue.
Right.
And then, maybe outside of that, that's about it. Because I'm trying to think what the 4 is. Mike Tomlin, which I guess you can argue is very experienced, but I don't see it. Yeah, I'm going Broncos if I had to pick.
Yeah, and I think it's tough. It's the most wide open it's ever been. I think that obviously this week matters because if the Bills, I don't believe in, but if they beat the Jags they got the best quarterback on that side of the bracket, so it's like they can make a run. They can certainly go to Denver, make things happen. I've got futures on Houston. I believe in their defense. They have a terrible offense, but a great defense. That's all they need sometimes. And he's won games in the playoffs. I mean, he's already won 2. He's 2-2.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans. So I have them taking out the Broncos if they can win this week. We know we'll talk about that in a minute. But hey, see what happens. I think the NFC is a little more not clear, but it looks like we're on the same page here in a way. I like the Rams. You like the Eagles. That's my NFC Championship game right there, Rams Eagles. So do you know who you'd have in that game, or you just said who you think's going to win? Period.
Eagles, yeah, I would take the Eagles. Yeah, I just think they have the best defense. I think the Rams secondary is the only thing that really causes my concern.
Right.
Their back end is not very good, and it's been exposed a couple times this season. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like when you get to the playoffs, that's like teams are really going to hone in on that. And I think the Eagles are the one team that can take advantage either way. Like if you have a bad rush defense, they can take advantage of you. If you have a bad pass defense, the Eagles can take advantage of you. So, and I think that game would be in Philadelphia again. Yeah. Which I think is a big help as well.
Advantage. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, last year was snowy, even though that was the game.
I wanted the Rams to win so bad.
It was a great football game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you. And I think that the way I look at it is, look, heart of a champion, they got to be killed before they're out, right? They've got to be beat.
Yeah,
to beat themselves.
To be the man, you got to beat the man, Wegsy,
The thing is that I just don't trust Sirianni, man. I just think he's a garbage coach. So McVay versus Sirianni, who I'm going to take in that one. But hopefully we have that situation. We can talk about it later. And then the championship, I think I would agree, either of those teams advancing is going to win the Super Bowl, Rams or Eagles, to me. I don't believe in Bo Nix. Even as good as Trevor's played, Liam Cohen's a rookie coach. It's not going to happen, right? It's going to be the NFC. And I'd throw Seattle in there because I have the bracket. I have Rams playing Seattle. Obviously you said Seattle's bad at home, so if Philadelphia has to go to Seattle, that'd be a great game too. Battle of defenses probably be like a 13-10 game. Either way, I think the Seattle could win the Super Bowl too. So I like the NFC side for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
I did grab the, again, picks sure to go wrong. I did grab the exact already at 30-1 Rams over Jags in the Super Bowl. So be very happy if that happens.
All right. 30-1. Nice.
Yeah. Not bad, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so let's go into this week's lines. Just a wild card specifically. We've got 2 games on Saturday. First, we've got the Rams at the Panthers. This is the 3:30 Central game on Fox. 10.5-point favorites for the road Rams. 46.5-point total. I mean, look, the Panthers beat them. They beat them a few weeks ago. I mean, it's kind of a shocker. It was one of those things like the Rams we're the best team, and everybody anoints them the best team in the league, and then they go out and they lose, to the Niners with no players, and they lose to the Panthers on the road. But I think they're going to win this game. 10.5 is a pretty hefty number, but I'm not mad at you that you lay it on this one. Well, you put 12 picks in there. Good for you.
Oh yeah. No, I'm hammering the Rams. It took 2 picks, one of them being a pick 6. There was another fluky touchdown that I believe that I think that if you look back at the first time these teams played, the Panthers got into the red zone one time.
Right.
In that game.
They scored on 4th down, I think, twice.
Yeah. And I don't see it happening again. I think the focus will be, I'm sure that they kind of took it for granted when they played the first time a little bit, kind of sleepwalking. Yeah. They will not sleepwalk this time. They will hammer this team at home, like in their building. And the only thing I was surprised by is that Houston is not playing the Saturday afternoon game. That's what I was most surprised when this schedule came out.
They're not a division winner. They're not a division winner. They would be. They would have put them as the division winner.
Yeah, that's fair. It's the first time that the Texans have made the playoffs by not winning the division, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Usually the AFC South has one team,
Yeah. Yeah. So, but no, take the Rams, feel good about it, kick your feet up. This one should be really boring. This should be like the one hammer of the weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Packers at the Bears. This number was moving all week. It started Packers plus 1.5. I saw it move to the Bears 1.5. Now it's the last time I checked is Packers plus 1.5. 44.5-point total here. So you've got Green Bay plus a 1.5. It's really minus 1.5. I don't know, how you look at it. So it may not matter to you. This is 7 o'clock Central on Amazon. It's interesting. I hear what you're saying. I just look, and it's not just because I'm a homer. Pack haven't played well. They lost 4 straight games. I know the last one may not count, but this team is not playing good. Maybe they're going to play great with Jordan Love back and all that. And I know the Bears defense sucks. I'm not going to pretend they're not, but I'll take the points with the Bears in this one. It's not one of my top 3 picks, but I'd be against you in this one.
Yeah. And we went to the Bears game last Sunday when they played Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
And they just – Caleb refused to throw to the running backs at all. And there was a handful of times where I'm like, okay, hit the running back. And it's just – he's late. He's not seeing it. I don't know if that was a game plan. I don't know if it was this or that, but – I do know the Packers wide receiving core is going to be the healthiest it's been all season. They do have Jaden Reed back, your guy.
Yep, I love Jaden Reed.
Full participant. Watson should be good to go. Romeo Dobbs is going to be good to go. That secondary, the Bears should get Kyler Gordon back. Should hopefully hold your breath. Hopefully, he doesn't get hurt in warmups again. I have no idea what I'm getting with Roma Dunze coming back. I don't know if it's like his foot's going to keep bothering him.
Yeah,
it could be a nagging issue. And I don't know. I think I'd rather go with the experience. I think, and if you look when these 2 teams have played, literally the Bears have led for like 1 play of the whole series so far this year. So I'll take the Packers. Yeah, I'll take the Packers.
3-4 weeks ago, they were playing for the 1 seed.
Right.
And so I get it. I don't know. Maybe you're right. So I did flip it to 1.5 for you because. But yeah, it's not like I'm just gonna sit and watch. On the 3 TVs at James's. See what happens. On Sunday, we've got 3 games. You got the Bills at the Jags. Right now, it's Bills a 1-point favorite. It opened at 2. It went down at about a half. Now it's back to 1. 51.5 point total. This is the noon game, Central on CBS or Paramount. I like the Jags. I don't know. I was a little surprised they weren't favored right out of the gate, and maybe come game time they will be like by a half a point or a pick. I get it. Josh Allen's awesome, but plus I already bet it +2, so I like this and the money line. I love the Jags. Obviously, I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl, so don't worry, they'll probably lose.
I mean, I think the only reason why the Bills are favored is because they have Josh Allen. There's literally no other metric that points to the Bill. Like the Jags have been the better team all season.
They have,
especially the last 10 games of the season. If you want to take even, if you even want to throw out the first 2 months. So yeah, I'm with you. I would take the Jags here. I don't know. I think the winner of this game is going to the Super Bowl. Like that's how I feel about this game. The winner of this game will represent the AFC. In my humble professional opinion, I just wanted to pick somebody different other than Jacksonville because you've already taken them. But yeah, I could it will not shock me if the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. So, and there is no team with more pressure on them to win this weekend than the Buffalo Bills.
Of course,
like nobody. There is
McDermott could get fired. I mean,
he probably should be. He probably should have been fired. I would argue. Yeah, I was gonna say I would argue he should have been fired last year. But yeah, 100%.
The year they gave up the 2 scores in a minute when Josh Allen had the game of his life.
Yeah.
But the other thing I will say in the Bills' defense is their defense is bad against the run, but the Jags aren't awesome running the football. Maybe they don't need to because they throw the ball so much, but. So that's the only caveat. But the Jags' run defense is pretty good. It's going to have to be Josh Allen show or bust, which
Does that mean So can we make the crew that or I guess the proclamation that the loser of this game, the loser Josh Allen has to go by their middle initial from now on?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, the Josh Allen Bowl.
That would be kind of fun. But yeah, I'm with you. I think you could probably throw in Trevor Lawrence rushing touchdown anytime if you wanted to throw some cheddar on something, maybe a prop or 2.
His yards over running too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, the next game's the 49ers at the Eagles. It's moved up. It was at like a 4. Now it's 5 for the Eagles at home, 44.5 point total. This is on Fox. They listened to Coop's pick for the Super Bowl. And I probably would lay the number. I see you like it. It's not one of my top 3 picks. I only did 3 picks this week. But I agree with you. I think San Francisco's defense is garbage. And I think that the Eagles will now say, okay, we kind of dicked around all year. Now it's time to play ball. And I think they're going to muscle up. And the thing about the San Francisco offense, it's churning and great. But when you get pressure on Purdy, totally different scenario. And I think the Eagles will get pressure.
And I don't think they'll have the blitz to get pressure on him. Right. And we don't know about Trent Williams yet either, which is literally the whole key of their offense.
He practiced today.
Did he? Okay, I just say if he's not 100% ready to rock and roll, I would worry because the Eagles' defensive line is insane. But yeah, I love this. I love the Eagles this weekend. I loved it more at 4. Yeah, but I think Vegas is telling you something too when they're not, because they'd rather have you at 7 or 6, but they're only putting you at 4 or 5. So I think that kind of tells you that Vegas is like, yeah, we kind of feel like Philly's going to win, but we got to create some value so we spread the money around a little bit.
Probably have a lot of liability on the Eagles. I like the under here too. I know that the 49ers defense is bad, but if the Eagles get up 17-3 or 21-7, they're just going to put a lid on it. That's what they've done even in games that are, like Buffalo. It's like, we don't even need to score. We don't even need to get a yard.
We didn't even complete a pass in the second half. Yeah.
These 7 yards,
Oh, man. Just insane. There was one other thing with this game that I was going to mention, and I just cannot remember what it was. But, yeah, we'll see. It'll get there.
The nightcap is Chargers at Patriots. Patriots are a 3.5-point favorite at home, 46-point total, 7 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. You're the same mind as me. I like the Chargers a lot.
Love them. Give me all.
They could maybe win the game outright. I know that the offensive line isn't great, but I don't think Patriots can. To me, the Patriots' strength is in their secondary, not their pass rush. So the Chargers' defense should slow down the run game and get some pressure on Drake May. Well, again, to your point, you said this about the schedule. If you look at their schedule, they haven't played anybody besides Buffalo in the last 12 weeks. Mm-hmm. It's pretty rough. So they're going to face a team. Now, granted, I don't think the Chargers are at full strength. If they were at full strength, they'd have a better record. But yeah, I think they can. They're live for a money line too. But I'll definitely plus 3.5.
Yeah. If the Chargers had both their tackles, they would be going to the Super Bowl this year. A couple stats here. So you mentioned pressure rate. The Patriots are the 28th ranked pressure rate team in the league, one of the worst, obviously. Mm-hmm. Other thing behind that too, the Chargers defense allows the fewest explosive pass plays in the league.
Yeah,
Drake May lives on the deep ball. He's eaten everybody alive this year on it. And I love the 401k. There it is. 401k pick of the week is the LA Chargers. Take the points. Give me the 3.5.
Yep.
I'm doing it. I'm laying it. I feel great about it. I don't care where they could play this game literally in the parking lot of my apartment complex, and I would love the Chargers.
Maybe they will. Change of venue.
Yeah. And by the way, the stat that I was going to bring up for the 49ers and Eagles, since 2017, Kyle Shanahan, when trailing by 7 points or more at halftime, is 0-39 in his career.
Yes.
So it's very important that the Niners get up to some sort of lead, and if they don't,
they can't come back. It's always they have to be up. Because it's about the running game. They don't have that running game.
Yeah.
All those play action passes, nobody falls for that stuff.
Yeah. And I just think back to the Chargers game, I love the Chargers. I think their physicality is going to present problems. Justin Herbert got a week off, which he even talked about in his press conference today. He's like, the swelling has gone way down. I think having that week off was great. He's talking about how he's healthier than what he has been in recent past. So
I just looks good with the hair. I mean, he's doing
and no one is picking them because their offensive line is so bad. And I think they'll find a way. They will find a way to win this football game. Mark my words.
Well, I would love to see a full strength Chargers go to Denver and beat that team. I would love that. That would be the seed. That would be what would happen. All right, last game Monday night. My Texans at the Steelers. The Steelers are now a 3-point dog at home, 38.5-point total, 7 p.m. Central on ABC and ESPN. I know. I'm going to lay out the stats for you.
Yeah,
the Steelers haven't lost a Monday night football game since 1991 at home. Yeah. I know that. I know the stat. But we do know that the Steelers defense, or the offense has not played well against pressure. And obviously we know that the Texans can pressure the quarterback.
Yeah.
And on defense, the Steelers, you got J.J. Watt. They're going to get some sacks. Or not J.J., you got T.J. Watt. You're going to get some sacks, but that defense is bad. So just get 20 points. Get me 20 points, Texans. You're going to win the football game.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm on the money line. I don't love – when it's 3.5, I was definitely Steelers.
Yeah.
3 is more favorable to the Texans, but I still don't see the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this football game.
I think I'm going Steelers. I really do. I think just because it's Monday night. Mike Tomlin is like 24-2 in his career on Monday night.
Yeah.
And he's terrible on Thursdays. That's what's so funny. He's god awful on Thursday night, but he's like he's king dealing on Monday night. Yeah.
Extra day of preparation.
And also the second half of that Ravens game, obviously Kyle Hamilton did get hurt, which is a big help for the Steelers. But I think just being able, they're getting DK Metcalf back, which is going to be huge. True. It's going to be a big boost for them. He's kind of got his old running mates, the old guys, Adam Thielens, the MVSs, he's got Freiermuth as well.
Quick little 8-yard, 6-yarders.
Yeah, and he's got Warren and he's got Kenneth Gainwell. I just think they'll find a way. I really do. I think the Steelers are going to find a way. And I think the funny thing is when we do this next pod is we're going to be like, oh my God, is the winner of this game and have an inside track to the Super Bowl? I think that's going to be the whole discussion. They're going to be like the trendiest pick. Like, oh yeah, we're jumping on the Steelers bandwagon all the way to the Super Bowl. We're jumping on the Houston bandwagon all the way to the Super Bowl. And I think the Steelers win this game. I really do. The Texans offensive line is garbage. It's been terrible all year. It's been like their Achilles heel. Yeah. And I don't see
9 games in a row. I don't know how they've won 9 games in a row.
I have no idea either. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. I understand it's a bad spot for the Texans. I admittedly was more afraid of the Ravens than the Texans. I'm sorry, than the Steelers in this spot. But
yes,
it's 29-1. There's a lot of hoopla. I just hope it's not hope. The Texans play the way they've been playing, play good defense. Stroud, hits Nico a few times. The secondary is pretty bad for the Steelers, and they just physically beat up the Steelers because I think they're more physical. It's like Steelers have this, moniker, oh, we're physical. Not really. I mean, they made a couple physical plays in the game, but Henry started off good. They just got to stick with it, even if they're down early. I think that you beat up, you hit Rodgers a few times. Yeah, he'll get the ball out quick once in a while, but he's going to get hit more than he likes. You see how his face, his helmet gets turned around and all that. So, but yeah, I still got him on the money line. I hear you. But I mean, obviously, I want the Texans to make it to the Super Bowl, to your point. I do. I've got some money on that, but be real about it. Okay, well, let's, I guess, go over your top 5 picks or go over my top 3. You can.
Yeah, I can't believe you're pussing out on me. What is this shit? We do 5 picks on this podcast until there's not 5 games to pick from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you had some 4-pick weeks, right? Or maybe because I had 6-pick weeks, right?
Yeah, it's maybe a 4-pick week here or there, but I'm going Chargers plus 3.5. I'm taking the Jags plus the 1.5. I'm taking the Rams minus 10.5. Green Bay minus the 1.5, and then I will take Philly minus the 5. But the 401k riding with the Chargers.
Okay, I am gonna here. I just came up with one since you.
Okay.
I'm gonna do okay.
There we go.
Jacksonville, take the points, money line, whatever you want. I got +2. You can only get +1 now, so maybe just money line's better for the juice. You've got, I do like Houston money line. We're against each other there. Okay. I like the Chargers plus 3.5, like you do.
Nice.
I do think the Rams will lay the wood 10.5.
There it is.
I like, it's a little sneaky under. I like San Francisco, Philly under. I think that even though the San Francisco can score a lot of points and their defense sucks, I think Philly's going to put the clamps down, and it's going to be a ugly second half for San Francisco.
I mean, we just saw what happened to San Francisco when they play a good defense. They got 3 points all game. Yeah. So
they got 173 yards.
Literally, yeah. It was God.
They got more yards, I think, in their first 3 drives against the Bears. Besides, after the pick 6, they, All right.
Out.
Just a recap on the contests. There was one knockout over the weekend. The Bengals lose in the last second to Cleveland, and that cost somebody about $3 million, which is really.
Oh my God.
I think they hedged. I heard they hedged, but probably not $3 million. So there were in the end there were 5 winners. They won 3.743,600. So not bad. 3.7 million. Next year it's going to be us or somebody we know, so we can mooch off.
Right.
Congrats to those guys. I do know that there were 2 female winners, and also most of them were poker players, which is that good? Is that bad? Not sure.
They bought in, yeah, because they probably buy in.
It might have been their picks, and then maybe they bought in too. It's hard to say. And then for the picks, the last, it's interesting, statistically speaking, for the picks contest, you have to be 70%. It was only 67%, which only this year is a really hard year. but the winner got 60.5. There's actually it was a two-way tie, but they won the tiebreaker, and I don't remember what the tiebreaker was. Maybe it was most wins versus ties or something like that. So they were 60, 29, and 1 to win it, and then the top 100 actually ended up being a multiple tie for 83rd place. So if you were like, it was like 105th was the next cut, and those guys get.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
one game.
Guys, my math was like, okay, if you get to these guys got 54 and 36 was the cut line. If you got 53 and a half is normally about where it'd be just under 60. Yeah, that guy just missed on the end. Some of the guys I listened to did win, so it's kind of exciting. You're like, hey, some of these guys know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah,
we went 3-2 the last week. Hey, if we only done that all year, we'd have won some money, but it's hard to do. So what do you got going this weekend, buddy? Are you going to James's? Or are you going to?
Oh yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, Linnea is like going to be. She's already said she's proclaimed that she's going to be locked into the Bears game.
Oh,
she's like,
good.
she said that she's stressed because she's like, I want to worry about what gifts are out there, but she's like, I want to watch the Bears game too. So the great debacle. And then after that, we probably don't have much going on. I don't think we're doing really anything on Sunday. I mean, obviously we got bowling on Tuesdays, but it's just working and living,
Working and living,
One
baby.
day closer to death, right? That's what Mike McDaniel said.
Boy,
So.
that's so uplifting. Yeah, I could say I'm not doing anything. There's a couple. I have 3 New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
At least for this first month, we're going to do dry January here.
Okay.
We'll just try to get in shape, which everybody does.
Right.
No trips to rivers this month. No.
Wow.
Trips.
None.
Until the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm starting the month like staggered, and then the other one is.
What's the reason?
Where no ladies, no dates, nothing, none of that for the first week of the year. Just like
cold turkey.
Well, yeah.
No, wait a minute. Okay, hang on. Can we rewind real quick to number 2? Why no rivers?
Well, I had one. Like they already saw the statement. I was up $1,300 for the year at Rivers, but remember, I won $2,000 like 2 days before the end of the year.
Right.
So I was probably down.
Okay.
It's just a cash flow thing. It's nothing ventured, nothing gained. What I'm going to try to see, I think what's going to happen is hopefully some of these future tickets cash in the next month.
Okay.
We've got the Miami liability. We've got the, James Hedgerton will come out for the finals. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then if I do get some of these things, like I said, I have a Jags ticket, I got a Rams ticket, I got an Eagles ticket, and I've got Houston in the Super Bowl ticket. So I've got 4 main tickets on the futures.
Okay.
So Rams is the smallest payout.
We're just waiting. Okay.
I'm just waiting, but I'm just trying to look, dude. I was going there. I don't know if you heard the story. You didn't probably listen to the pod last week. On New Year's Eve, because I may not have recounted to you, and I won't say the whole story, but I was out I was out with the fellas.
Yeah.
And I may or may not have tried some chemically enhanced substances that are not good for me because this is what happened. So we ended up going to the bar till 2.
Okay.
Then we went to Latin Bliss I went to Latin Bliss till 3.
Nice.
I went to Rivers. I got there at roughly 3:40. I left Rivers at 5:50 a.m. and I went to sleep at like 6:45 in the morning, dude.
Hell yeah.
So I had kick out the beer. I'm like,
was it Phil? It wasn't Phil, was it? Did you get the stuff from Phil?
What's that?
Where'd you get it from, Phil?
I'm not going to incriminate anybody. Our buddy, Paulie, he's he has some stuff, and new people brought stuff, and
nice.
It was the the whatever,
right.
Chocolates and something else. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but anyway, it was. I don't know. I'm sure it had something to do with me staying up till 7 in the morning. Likely.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Good for you, different. I'm just having fun. I'm like, I'm going, and I did hit the hard ways parlay. I mean, I ended up a winner, but I'm just like, dude, I gotta
was it packed?
Doing these 2 a.m. trips to Rivers. I mean,
How busy was the casino at 5 a.m.?
Great question. Art asked me this today. He called, primetime called. So at 3:30 when I got there, they had 4 tables open, 4 of 7. We're still open. And then they closed down the one I was on. The guy next to me did really well. I only made like $150 on him, but everybody else, he was throwing so many 11s and 12s, and people were betting the horn. and he was just crushing it. And they were like, yeah, it was everything. So he was so deliberate in this thing, and he was like doing this stuff, and then he throws it. So after they did say he was gonna be the last shooter, but after he shot, they like pulled him to the side and like lectured him about something. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He hit the back wall. He threw a bunch out. He was throwing the thing out because he would like chuck it really hard. It would fly.
Right.
And I went to another table. So they only went down to 2 tables. I went to the other table, and it was fine. I mean, it was only like 3 more shooters or 4 more shooters, but I didn't realize how late it was. I like looked at the room like, oh crap. It's like
so much oxygen in there. You know, they're pumping the oxygen in this casino. It keeps you going.
So yeah. Let's just
and then no ladies.
A little pump the brakes.
No ladies.
I still want to do no ladies, right?
Okay, what about guys?
I may have broke that on Wednesday, but that's another story.
Oh.
That was different. No more dating. Just get
Cardinal.
I just need to
Cardinal knowledge. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's try to like focus on Captain America here. Hit the target. You know, just stay on target.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
Straight and narrow.
There's your intervention.
Nice. That's Wegs' corner. Yeah, I like this. This is good.
Well, follow us on Side Action Pod on X. Follow me at Side Action. I'm sorry. Follow me at Wegs Pool on X on Instagram. Don't forget about TikTok.
Yeah, don't you dare forget. And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Comfy Goes. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Hope everybody had a lovely holiday. And can we say Happy New Year? I mean, I guess that was another thing. Yeah, you could. Okay, we'll be the last to wish you Happy New Year.
Last day, but they haven't seen us yet.
I'm gonna say they haven't seen us. You know, I couldn't agree more. So, all right, love you guys.